Ah, yes, Integrated Strategies 2. Integrated Strategies is a fun and challenging game mode. But it also contains a massive lore for Arknights world. Mostly in forms of relics description, and random events encounters. While Integrated Strategies 1 doesn't offer much story. Because it's just Kyobi getting high from a mushroom and then wandered alone. But IS2 is different, it contains even more stories that are interesting to read. As this explains more about Phantom and his secret past. So in today's video, we will talk more about the story of IS2 and Phantom. The story of IS2 is focused around Phantom, Shalem, and the mysterious group called the Crimson Troupe. Let's talk about this Crimson Troupe first. Crimson Troupe, or Scholar Troupe, is a traveling theater troupe. They have been wandering around the former territory of Gaulish Empire in Victoria, specifically at the territory of Carleblason. But the theater troupe is just a front, they are actually an assassin organization. The troupe is infamous for using arts that could control the mind of its members, and using an art like a theater play for their assassination. And it appears the troupe not doing this for the sole purpose of making money. Their aim is to produce the best tragedy in history, for the pleasure of their leader. The troupe is founded and led by a mysterious troupe master. We still don't know much about this troupe master. According to the Sigil of Tragodia relic description, the master's love of art and drama lead to the creation of the Crimson Troupe. He enjoys creating a play, a tragedy, and enjoys the sorrow of death. His observation of real-life tragedies inspired him to use other people's deaths as centerpieces for the troupe's shows. It is said the troupe master has lived for centuries with different names and titles, implying that he is another deity in Arknights world. There's a theory that his story resembles the Greek mythology Dionysus. But we'll talk more about him later, when he gets more story and actual sprite. One day, long before Arknights' main story takes place, a village in Carleblason was hit by a flood catastrophe. After the flood receded, the troupe came in to help the villager. And they also carefully selected and adopted children without parents. Among those children are the young Shalem and Lucian, also known as Phantom. At first the troupe was nice to them, giving them warm food and shelter. But soon, the troupe starting to train them to become their members. The troupe decided what role the kids will have. What label or personality will the kids have for their entire life? The kids no longer have a freedom, their life had become a theater play. The troupe trained the kids to fit their demands, and those who failed will be denounced. One by one the kids disappeared, and those left were completely changed. Shalem and Lucian are the few who remains. Unlike others, Lucian is considered special and talented. He had 3 exceptional teachers. One is Shadow, who taught him about darkness related arts. Blade Dance taught him his dance-like combat techniques. White Flower who teaches him his exquisite acting skills. And even the troupe master, personally taught him how to sing. Believing that Lucian is his magnum opus. Year after year, Shalem and Lucian have come of age. At one point, Shalem failed to assassinate a target during a play, and fled with that target to the barren lands away from the troupe, as he wishes to be far removed from the script of the troupe. While Lucian is still in the troupe, now under the codename Solitaire, he discovered the troupe's illicit activities, and the true nature of the troupe master. And one day, he contracted oropathy that changed the nature of his voice, making his songs would cause severe nerve damage to anyone who listen. He is troubled by it, and the troupe master is preparing for his debut performance as a main character. Later, in one nameless town while Lucian is drinking tea, he met Miss Christine. It's uncertain what exactly Miss Christine purposes, as she's definitely not a normal cat. She becomes Lucian's friend, who then gave Lucian lifetime access to Miss Christine petting ticket. Later on his debut night, Lucian killed many troupe's members during the play by using his singing voice, including his 3 teachers, In a fit of insanity. One thing led to another, he then also fled from the troupe. And spent some years wandering in Victoria, trying to figure the events of that night. And he wished to eliminate the remnants of the Crimson Troupe. The troupe itself falls apart after that night. But managed to survive and hid underground to recuperate their losses. The troupe then turned an old castle into their base, waiting for their grand opening. Now around the time chapter 9 started. Back to Shalem, after he fled from the troupe. He finds himself working as an operator for Rhodes Island. He is trying to cut the ties between him and the troupe. But he knows that his past will slowly come to him once again. And so it just happened that Lucien joins Rhodes Island, now codename Phantom. Phantom said he needs to find the truth about his debut night, and the cause of other performers' death. He said that he heard a voice that told him he can find the person who can answer them in Rhodes Island. But later, he noticed his old performance costume, which mysteriously appears in his wardrobe. Later after that, Phantom is mysteriously brainwashed to wear his old costume and come to the castle where the Crimson Troupe is, to play his role once again. The Doctor then assembled a small team, with Shalem joining in as he has more knowledge about the troupe. They then go to the castle to rescue Phantom. The Doctor and other operators found the castle and realized that the interior was filled with many strange rooms and did not follow a fixed pattern, with various foe and booby trap all around the place. It is implied that most of the encounters in the castle are illusions, which explain the random enemy during the exploration. Now we are entering the IS mode endings. There are currently 4 ending in this IS mode. But pretty much only the first one is considered as the normal or true ending. Well then, the first ending. The team hears the troupe mouthpiece, as it announced the play had just begun. The Brainwashed Phantom play his role as the Blood Diamond and fights Rhodes Island team. The team manages to beat him, and he returned to his senses. All the lights are turned off, other performer disappear, and the curtains are drawn. It appears no more trouble will come. Shalem then help escort Phantom back to Rhodes Island. As for ending 2, instead of Phantom, we fight against a giant Ursus doll called Big Sadlock. It was the art's creation of the troupe mouthpiece, which contains the spirit of one of the troupe's failed students, who cannot leave the troupe, so he decided to unliving his life by jumping from a tower. But sadly even death can't free him from his contract with the troupe. Rhodes Island team then managed to beat the doll and put him out of his misery. Shalem checks on the doll, and Miss Christine can feel the fear in him, fearing the one controlling the puppet will appear. After everything seems alright, Shalem helps Phantom up and heads to the castle exit. Phantom stops at the top of the stairs, trying to get a grip on his emotion. While Miss Christine is doing her cat things, she spotted an unexpected guest and stands horrified at what she sees. Moving on, as for ending 3, it's a continuation of ending 2. The unexpected guest is revealed to be the troupe mouthpiece. Once a human and Lethanine Witch King court member that could enslave the minds and bodies of others, making them into living puppets. At one point he left the court and joins the troupe due to his obsession to art. In the story, only Phantom who fights him on a stage. Unfortunately he wins. Phantom lets out a sigh of relief thinking it was all over. But the lights at the stage turns on, and the curtains are drawn open. The troupe master has come and controls him once again. Phantom sits in the middle of the stage, waiting for the play to begin. Shalem came in, but it was too late. The troupe members gathered, the deceased members raised again as a spirit. The troupe mouthpiece is also still alive. And the troupe master looked directly at Shalem. It's time for the show grand opening. Phantom is about to sing. And Shalem is about to experience the tragedy from Phantom's debut performance. And then we have ending 4. This is still a CN content that I believe is connected with ending 1. After rescuing Phantom, we are introduced with the playwright stalling Rhodes Island before leaving. The playwright is responsible to plan many of the troupe's infamous play, and somehow has his own extended play with Phantom. After we manage to defeat him, the team then leave the castle. The playwright then writes a new script for Phantom and give it to the troupe master. Phantom is allowed to return to Rhodes Island, but his brainwashing is not yet removed, and was kept hidden until the time arrives to reactivate his blood diamond roll. The playwright hopes that this will create a grand tragedy fitting for the troupe master. Well, that's all the story of Integrated Strategies 2 for now. A different story experience than your normal event, which I think is interesting. That should be all. Adios.